What is kink? Kink is anything that is taboo for you. So for some people, this may mean trying out a new sex position, using ropes, shibari, spanking, fire play, flogging. The opportunities really are endless. Last fall, I took a class with a very well-known international dom, Orpheus Black. He's a 3-time leather title holder, and he's created scenes for popular Hollywood shows you may have seen, like American Gigolo. He is the real deal. Here's a short clip from a recent conversation we had. So I took a course back in October. It was all about surrender. And it was absolutely transformational for me.
Mhm.
In your expertise as a dom, what does surrendering mean? What does that look like for someone to come into kink and actually surrender to the process?
To surrender means to give yourself over to your wants, needs, and desires. The mistake that we make is that we surrender to a person. We don't surrender to a person. We surrender to a moment. We surrender to our loves, our desires. And if the person you're with is something you love, something you desire, then please, by all means, give yourself to it. But there are so many other moments that require our entire presence. So, when you are self pleasuring, that requires surrender, right? When we're showing up in full presence, that requires surrender. When we're in deep meditation, that requires surrender. So, what we're doing is bringing the process, almost like a Zazen style process, into our lives so that we can find that same peace, that same harmony, that same giving of our entire self over to something that means so much to us. This is another form of surrender, is another form of self-care and self-exploration. That's what surrender is.
Absolutely. Hit the nail on the head with that one.
So did I miss all the other ones?
Nah, you're good. You're good. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Is there anything else I'd like to share? I probably tell the people like how in class you were just the class clown, just ripping and running, and I just say, sit down. No, I'm just joking.
I think I surprised you a little bit in class.
I think you surprised me a little bit in class. I think you surprised me a little bit. I think you surprised you, to be honest with you. I think
Well,
you
let's
know,
be real. I had no clue what I was getting myself into with that class.
everybody has this idea about what kink is until they find it. Until they start engaging with it, and they're like, "That's it? What? That's all?" We unfortunately we have to demystify it in order to humanize it, so that we can find our place in it. We have to remove the sensationalism in order to indulge and drop in. But once we do, it's an amazing artistic, sexual experience, and we always have to try and take the surreal with the sensual. I think for many of us, we kind of skip that. We're looking for that surreal moment. Those we want somebody to make meaning for us, make moments for us. We want to have these huge experiences where people are invested in how we feel and what we think and what we fantasize about. But if we don't know how to do it for ourselves, we don't know how to capture it for ourselves. So surrender as a concept is really going in, finding that information, and then communicating it to others in a way that they understand what it is that you want and need and desire. And so if someone has the desire to give you what you desire, then have the courage to let them. And that's another facet of surrender.
Man, that's fire.
Thank you. For more, go to orpheusblack.com.